175 days on this fasting program, intermittent fasting, 175 days of consistent intermittent fasting. And, you know, over that time, I have done quite a bit of dirty fasting. And by that, I mean, if I have under 50 calories, anything, I won't call that breaking the fast. Like I've had the sugar-free smoothies, I've had bone broth. A couple times I've had, like literally maybe twice, I've had egg drop soup when I was really feeling hungry or depleted somehow. I've now moved into a phase where I've increased my output. My workouts are a minimum of 2 hard 1-hour workouts per week, and then at least 1 or 2 sessions of low impact cardio, trying to get those to be like an hour each time. So I've had good results thus far, but the results don't go as fast, which is a psychological roadblock a little bit. So I've decided that it's time to sort of change the program a little bit. I said that as long as I lost 2 pounds a week, I would not change my fasting, but I think I'm gonna amend that in the correct direction. Instead of allowing myself cake and French fries and things of that nature, onion rings is a big one. I'm gonna probably after today's June 1st, by the way, I think I am gonna have a BLT, which technically does have bread, not a bunch, but after that, I think I'm gonna transition to only having bread if it's gluten-free bread. So I still have a little bit of that. I can feel like I'm having a sandwich or a burger. I can have a gluten-free bun or whatever. I know my main meal today, I guess I'm probably going to be at like 20 hours on the fast. My main meal today is going to be a 12-ounce ribeye from Applebee's. I can get that meal pretty lean if I focus on it. In other words, don't have the mashed potatoes that come with it. You know, I'll just double up on the broccoli, or I'll have the broccoli with the white slaw, and then just the ribeye, and I won't have any dessert or anything like that. I almost never have dessert anyway. And I think that what that will allow me to do is get that meal to about 900 calories. And you know, even on the day, 900 calories for my day, I am definitely at a deficit. Now I'll probably eat one more time today just because it's a Sunday and there's been a little bit of emotional stress the last couple of days, having an extra childcare responsibility this week, which, you know, and you wouldn't think would be stressful, but just the constant being, you know, having to pay attention to things or whatever. And for a week or two, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out any, like I said, bread, onion rings, any fried food that I can, and I'm gonna cut out for sure treats like cookies and or cake or brownies or anything like that. Don't eat a ton of that stuff, even when I'm allowing it. But my goal here is to see if I can do a really cleaner diet for about 2 weeks and just see if that sort of speeds up the weight loss. Now, the difficult part of that is I have to have the carbs to get me through these workouts, because the workouts now we are beyond the honeymoon phase. These are all hard workouts. 2 of those a week. One of them usually is more focused on like upper body and stuff, and another is like all with the slam balls and the pushing the sled. You know, it's designed to just destroy you in 45 minutes, and the last 15 minutes is when you really get your gains, or so I'm being told. And that's the methodology that I always used to go through football with back in the day. But I am as strong as I've ever been, which is awesome. You know, like I'm not suffering for strength. It's just the recovery, slowly building that cardio. My recoveries are faster. My getting sore is still kind of, I wish I could get sore tomorrow from the workout I have today, but really it's like I don't really get fully sore until Thursday. But now that I'm doing 2, I feel like perhaps I am sore from the previous workout, not the last workout that I had. So anyway, just that was a lot of chit chat, 5 minutes of me talking to just say that, you know, I'm on track, but I would like to move faster. Like now that I have lost a lot of the weight in the chest and whatnot, I really see the gut, and I'm like, geez, man, I'm still a fat guy, and I've got probably another, I don't know, like 50 pounds to go before I'm not a fat guy. And I want those 50 pounds. I'd rather lose those in a year than 2 years, let's just say. If it takes 2 years, that's what it takes. But I would rather do it faster. And with that in mind, I feel like a greater sacrifice now would pay off in terms of me being in better shape to do, have a more active lifestyle earlier before I get in, like November, I'm going to be 57, November the 5th. So that's crazy to think about, 3 years away from 60. And all along, like, my real focus is just going into 60 in shape. Because, man, 60 to 70, that's where a lot of people fall apart, A lot of people die in their early 70s. That's not going to be the kid, I promise you that. That's not going to be me. So I'm trying to do the work now to make sure I don't have to torture myself later when it's a whole lot harder, you know what I mean? Anyway, happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you guys have a great one. By the way, started back at church today. I'm going to make this commitment to be in church with the young granddaughter. It's important. And it's important to me, too, to get my mind right. Because, really, not going to church is not that I don't like church. I don't enjoy the, the fellowship aspect of it or the message. It's that I'm lazy. We're all lazy. America, we are lazy. We lack discipline. It takes more discipline to get up than to lay in bed. And that's my main motivation right now. It's like all this lifestyle change is just making yourself do it. And you need to go to church for so many reasons. But get your lazy butt out of bed. Nobody needs to sleep past 9 o'clock anyway. So I love you all.